Brothers, welcome back. We are getting closer and closer to the weekend. You've got to love it. Jumping into a good one today between we got Jaegar and then we got King Crimson over here on the right. Just real quick, as I'm learning how to do this YouTube thing, somewhere over in this corner I'm going to put a card to teaching Miss palmerPlays how to play Idleon. It was an absolute blast last night, so I just want to give her some more love. Other than that, I'm pretty sure everyone knows how to submit an Idleon efficiency submission. If you don't, there is going to be a link in the description and in the comments to the palmerPlays Discord. Just go ahead, hop on over there, drop that in the Idleon efficiency submissions, and as soon as I can get to it, we will get to it. But as always, there's going to be a lot to get into, so let's get into it. Alright, just as a reminder to myself, we got Jaegar on the left, King Crimson on the right. So we're going to jump into the stamps real quick. Oh, that's the forge. So stamps, we're looking okay. Still seeing, some real easy drop table ones. 7-figure followers, as always, not going to jump into it. But we got some, World 3 quests, World 2 quests, some stuff we should really be going after. Loving the miscellaneous tab. As I always say, aim for level 10, right? Aim for at least level 10. Coming on over to King Crimson. Gonna say the same thing, brother. Cross-platform promotion isn't too bad. It's not as bad as 7-figure followers. World 3, World 2. So we got some pretty easy ones we can get. Also, congrats on the ball timer stamp. Still going for it. I might actually drop $1,000 to get the goddamn stamp. But we'll cross that bridge when it comes. So same thing for both accounts. These are pretty easy to get up to base level 10. Just something to keep in the back of your mind because there are achievements for hitting certain stamp levels. And then I would focus on a couple of the drop table ones, a couple of the really easy quests to complete. Nothing too much to say on both of those though. They're looking pretty good. Jumping into the forge, we got some void, we got some silver, we got some gold, some copper, some platinum. Okay, so I'm loving what I'm seeing. Very diverse selection right there. Upgrades 14 out of 16, and you are using all of your slots to their utmost ability. As always, not going to touch on it too much because it's still almost 5 void in order to max. Don't know what your money situation is currently, and it's actually pretty crazy that you both are like almost neck and neck. That's cool. I like that. So not gonna harp on it too much. Definitely something that I would look into. King, kind of concerned when I look over and like the first 1, 2, 3, 4 slots are empty, but we got some void going on. We got some dementia. We got some plat. I'm sorry. We got some plat. We got some dementia. We got some gold, and the rest of these bad boys are empty. And you're at 12 out of 16 slots. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2. Well, actually, I can do my math this way. So we've got 8 empty slots, right? Which that's a lot of progression that we're missing out on. So you submitted your Idleon efficiency almost a week ago, maybe even a little bit more. So I would assume that in that time, you filled that up. Hopefully you filled that up because we're missing out on a lot of progression, brother. A lot of progression. So would love to see you. Fill these up, even if it's something just copper, right? At least you're making something, if you know what I mean. But not going to harp on it too much. Jumping into the anvil. Okay. So, love what I see here, right? So you're using the better classes, your archers, your siege breakers, the faster characters down here on the harder to produce materials, and then as we come up, we're starting to get into our slower classes like the Bubo, Blood Berserker, Divine Knight. Do see that Blips here has an unused hammer. Just in case you forgot that, I would put them on there. Nothing too crazy on the left hand side. Love what I see. And I love how high your capacity is on some of these guys. So you're definitely doing a good job of getting into a position to, you don't have to look at it every couple of hours, and you're going to start getting those couple million XP drops, which is fantastic. But over to the right. Okay, so we are all in on thread. Okay, so nothing too crazy to talk about on the right hand side. You're producing a lot of thread, possibly spread load some of this love, right? So both your siege breakers are on the top two, right? So you've got thread and you've got nails. Would love to see possibly splitting down a little bit further with your Beastmaster, your 2 siege breakers, and possibly going down into the pistons or the brackets, stuff like that, because you're gonna need them sooner rather than later. And it's a grind when you get there and you haven't been building that surplus kind of in the background. Okay. So not going to speak on the money portion because it's almost, 2 luster for both of you to get it. But a couple of these are pretty easy as far as the monster materials in order to achieve. So I would I would take some time as you're getting more comfortable in World 4, as you're doing your resamples, as you're going back for your death notes. It's a really good time to stock up on these bad boys. So just something to point out real quick. But we're going to jump into my favorite part, which is alchemy. Oh, I love the left-hand side already. So Jaegar, nothing really crazy to say, brother. I love the fact that you're leveling these in tandem. So that is fantastic. Going to come on down to your accuracy and FMJ. So nothing to say here. I usually just level these up at the same level, just so I don't forget that I'm letting one fall behind, especially with World 5 coming out late November, I believe is what Lava said. So I assume those monsters are going to hit very hard. So would love to see the FMJ get up to at least, base level 50, so it can be, in tandem with your accuracy. Your damage bubbles, gorgeous, right where I'm at. I think I'm like 70 to 80 base in all 3 of those, so you're right there. Whenever those monster materials become available, would love to see you get those into 80s, and then progression into the 90s. Okay, so your bargain bubbles are starting to get really high up there. Love to see it. And then you're also really doing a fantastic job here with your Severa Purple, Prima Green, and Molt Orange. Just for everyone watching, if you don't know, it increases the bubbles that give you a bargain. So you can see if he was to do this on his, I'll pick the higher one. If you do this on your warrior for your orange cauldron, the material costs of leveling up any of the bubbles, we'll call it a third. So it's a third less. So if you're doing something that costs 3 million logs to level up, you log over onto your warrior, it's only going to cost 2 million, vice 3 million. So beautiful. You're right there, brother. I give it a week and you're gonna be able to finish alchemy, which is gorgeous. Obviously there's still a lot of improvement. When I say finish alchemy, I am talking about just getting down here and just completing all the bubbles to unlock, but there's a lot that goes into staying in alchemy, getting the cauldrons up to a stupendous brew speed. I think when I stopped and I put my guys into sigils, I was at I think I was at like 3.3 million. I was in the multi-millions as far as brew speed. So when I say finish alchemy, I do mean unlock all the bubbles, but then there's also the secondary effect of staying in alchemy and leveling up your brew speed, your luck, all that stuff. So fantastic, absolutely fantastic on the left-hand side. Coming into the right-hand side, I mean, I just love the fact that they're all level 30. That's fantastic. As you know, and I'm not gonna harp on it, but progressing, might want to put a couple more points into there just whenever you get the chance. But I think you're doing a fantastic job as is. F&J, accuracy, nothing to say. I can tell that you're doing a fantastic job because all of these are more or less in the same position, right? Nothing's like stupendously ahead. So I can tell you're leveling these up in tandem, and I think you're doing a fantastic job, brother. Britley Spears, all base level 30s. Again, nothing to say there. You're going to get a huge boon. I guess the one thing outside of, keep progressing alchemy is you are right there, right? You're right there to start unlocking the ability to have that bargain cost. So it's going to become a lot cheaper to level these bubbles up. So you might be holding off on that, but right here, right here. So would love to hear that, you finally unlocked the level 12 bubbles. and everything just became easier for you. But I would keep pushing, and I think you're doing a fantastic job, brother. A quick break in the video here, because this is the part of the video where I usually pause it so I can go look at the storages. And for both of you, you know, there's a couple things just like popping out at me. 99 unboxing, you know, things. And we've got 61 storage tools, 5 bolt cutters. You still got a couple things from the Easter event. And then it gets even crazier because I come over here and I see 646 phone cases. I don't even know what this is. And then you kept the item from the start of the game. So I just wanted to say this was the most shocking storages that I've looked at for when I come in to look at how you're doing as far as the refinery and, you know, your vials and stuff. And I was blown away seeing both of these. So it's funny. Just wanted to toss this into the video, but let's you got 264 of those. But let's get back into it. All right, so still laughing. Just what I noticed as far as your account, Jaeger, you do have shaved ice. You have the whatever you call these tongues. So hopefully you're not getting too unlucky with those. Do wish you the best of luck. Good luck in the ball pickle jar. But these two are definitely something we can knock out. Base giant monster spawn rate, huge, and then starting worship points, especially when we get back into TD. So I wish you luck, brother. You got 2 sitting right here though. Good luck in the Pearl Seltzer. Love the fact that you're going after the Krakenade. And then you could get this one quite easily if you want to. You just have to go to the arena. It's how I unlocked Electrolyte before I was actually at the last map. So just a little tip for you. Over here, same thing. You had the shaved ice. I didn't see anything else in your account. I might have been blinded by the 649 phone cases. But you do have the shaved ice. So if you have it, might as well knock it out, right? Coming into the sigils. So we're not in the sigils right now, which is okay. Glad that, you know, you unlocked one, was like, nah, alchemy is more important, and you bounce back. Something I love to see. I know, Jaeger, you're getting real close, brother, to starting to jump into the sigils, so just stay strong. And then you're not too far off over here, King Crimson, so you'll be there soon. Jump into construction. So, having looked at both of the accounts, didn't notice anything too crazy. Again, I'm not gonna harp on this because I think it just always says skill is ready. I think you're progressing, and this is just my own personal opinion, Jaeger. I think you're progressing on the red salts, maybe just a little bit much, I did look at your 3D printer, and you're capable of, you know, getting that. But I mean, I think you're at the cusp, right? The cusp of not being able to keep this bad boy running if you continue to refine it. So you've got it to auto refine at 0%. So that would lead me to believe that you're going to try and rank it up again. Just the next level that you're going to get, it might surpass what you're actually printing, if that makes sense. Other than that, no real issues here. No issues on your account as well, King Crimson. 12 is kind of high for you, brother. My guy, which is pushing, you know, late game, I kept it at a level 11 just so I can level all of these up in tandem. Not something I'm telling you to do. It's just what I'm doing. Because 12 is, even though you're capable of doing it, right, we're, you know, what's the best way to say this? Even though you are capable of doing it, like I had said over here with Jaeger, it's gonna quickly dwarf what you're actually printing, if that makes sense. So all I'm gonna say on that, jump into the salt licks. Perfect. I love just unclicking the hide max level upgrades because I'd love to see how much you guys are progressing, and it's fantastic. So nothing too crazy. Perfect, you maxed. Where is it on here? I don't see it. Yeah, refinery speed. Oh, you've already got it maxed. Perfect. So refinery speed, probably the most important. Max level for talent books. I think I'm one off just because I'm too lazy to go back and check. But the fact that you're at level 9, level 10, absolutely glorious. The rest of these will come in time. I would say probably the most important would be the multi-kill. The damage dealt is nice, but, you know, there are higher priorities than, you know, getting this 1% total damage dealt. Jump into the 3D printer, though. And having gone through it earlier, really had nothing to say. I think they're both very diverse in what they're doing. You're using the classes to their specific, boon, to their specific skill set. So really nothing to say on either of these. I just think it's personally time maybe to go back and get a resample, right? 47, 20, 48K are really good samples. Really, really good. 31K, really good samples. Would love to see if you put all your efforts into, resampling one guy, what you could get. And I would say from easiest to hardest, mining, chopping, catching, fishing, yeah. So, and then I guess at the very end, it'd be monster samples, because that's so dependent on multi-kill. So I'd love to see these bad boys and these bad boys, see what you could resample with now. But yeah, both accounts blew me away. I thought they were both really nice. Multi-kill, we're starting. You're at the 5 million, going for the 100 million, 1.1 mil. So we are progressing fantastically through World 1, and you're really close to getting a couple of these to 5 mil. So a good goal to set for yourself would probably be to get all characters now in World 1 to 5 mil. Work on the 5 mil in World 2, because you're pretty darn close anyways. And I can see you're hitting base 1 mils in World 3 and World 4. So fantastic on the left. I got nothing to say, Jaeger. I think you're doing a damn good job. Over here on the left, it's just the basic things, brother. Really good green mushrooms, and then we kind of like fall off a little bit. Then frogs are really good, kind of fall off, and then it kind of goes down until, the ones that you have to kill to get certain stuff, like poops for the whatever golden poop, the walking sticks for the wordular circles. So good goal for you, brother, would be base 1 mils. Same thing here. You can tell, going for sandy pots, glass, right? Mimics, you're probably doing that to get the bags. Crab cakes, of course, you need that for the rare items. And then we kind of fall off, and then where you come back for the ghost, and then where you come back for the XP. So good goal for both accounts. If you don't have 1 mil, try to hit that 1 mil mark, and then just progress up to that 5 mil whenever you feel comfortable. Shrines, I'm not going to hit on them too hard. Not going to hit on them too hard. I can see you're both. Okay, I spoke wrong here. Wham Wonderland. If you're actively progressing into World 4, let me check what we got. We're fighting rams, cooking rams. Okay, we are all in on rams. Okay. Are you looking for rings, King Crimson? That's what I would assume while you're fighting all these dedicated rams. I mean, that's your goal, brother. Nothing to say about it. But really good. I like how both buildings are about the same. Not going to harp on it too much. It's just time, right? Your trapper drone should be a high priority. Automation arm, high priority. And then Death Note. As I can see on the left-hand side, a 37 out of 51. Really good. We're kind of falling behind, though, King Crimson. So I would look really hard into the Death Note. But let's jump into World 4, into Le Cooking. Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. So we are just absolutely cruising through the Diamond Chefs. So nice, and you're even going for the next one. You're probably just going to come on down the line. Love to see it. You're at over 2 million now, which looking good. Nothing to say over here, Jaeger. I think you're doing everything right, brother. Coming into the right, dude, I love it. You're starting with the cabbages. You got the eggs up a lot just because they're super easy to get in the very beginning. So I would say, cabbages maybe to level 7. That's where I stopped. Flip into the corn dogs. And then I do believe, I'm going to just check. Okay, so we haven't unlocked Diamond Chef yet, which is understandable. Would really put that as a priority. Since we don't have Diamond Chef, I'd get that to level 7. I'd try to make some pretty good headway on this, on the corn dogs. Maybe to level 7, maybe to level 8. And then I would come up and I would start to max out the eggs and the turkle, I think. Get these bad boys to level 11. That way, once you do unlock that Diamond Chef, it's going to be instant gain. But nothing to say to that. 1.97k. We can obviously do better, brother. We just got to, progress in that yellow cauldron, unlock Diamond Chef. And then we are eating, pun intended. Pun intended. Okay, so we are, from what I understood, someone told me yesterday. So if it's not green, that means you're not in there. right? But I don't know why it would show up. Does that mean you're in the lab, but you're not actually connected to something? Don't know. So if you're watching the video, I've seen this once or twice. So if you know why they show up as in the lab, but they don't have a green square, right? Let me know. Low opacity, yeah, green border means active, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. But if you know why Valkyries is in here, is in the lab, shows up as in the lab, but isn't green, let me know. But you've got 6 in there. I think you're doing great. 200 plus pixels is fantastic. You're able to get all the way down to the viral connection. So nothing to say on that. So you're doing, I would assume, let me see what we got here. Where's Valkyries? Is in the lab. Okay, it says she's in the lab. But we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we got our 10 characters. So you're doing a 6-4 split. That's perfect. I did that for the absolute longest time. And then I just got down to 5 characters in the lab to completely fill out the lab. So that's coming, brother. You just got to get another couple hundred pixels, and you're living. Mainframe, again, I don't judge. There's a lot of bonuses in the lab. You're obviously spending a lot of time at the dedicated RAMs. Probably going for rings. Again, not going to judge. I would have somebody, 1 or 2 in the lab just so you can get wired in. Huge bonus. The refinery cycles occurring 3 times faster. Huge bonus. Death Note, Shrine World Tour, Viaduct of the Gods, not super important. Certified Stamp Book is nice to have. So's the Spelunker Obel. But there's a lot of like the very early ones and damage from the Animal Farm that are, I wouldn't say game changing by any stretch of the imagination, but no bubble left behind, I would say, is game changing. So would love to see some people in the lab working towards getting that lab experience. But if you have goals, brother, those are your goals. I'm not going to hate on them. I just wish you the best of luck. So coming down here, good. We're making beach dock. We're at the beach docks. 153,000 is not bad forging speed whatsoever. And I'm super happy over here, King Crimson, that you have unlocked the beach docks. And just because the second you do unlock Diamond Chef, you're going to be living. You're going to have plenty of spices in order to be able to go up there. Forging speed, I can tell, you're just starting. Nothing to say there. I think you're doing fantastic, brother. And then something I'm going to start looking at is Constellations, because that was a huge source of damage for my account. Specifically, understandable you don't have Echoing Egress. That was the last one I got. Specifically, the 3 damage bubbles in the Hydron, the Sentinel, Feisty, and then I can't remember what the last one is, but it's 15% damage, minus 7% AFK gain. That is what propelled me from my 10 million to 100 million damage, 100 million plus damage. So don't want to see you guys get too far behind. Sandstone Coliseum, super easy one for you, brother. Defeat Efont. You've done the thing, you just haven't clicked on the star sign, so that's a quick 5 points. One person defeats the Sandstone Coliseum, another 3 points. I never harp on the AFK time ones because I think some of them are a little ridiculous, but yeah. World 3, perfect. 6 players, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Yeah, 5. So you're right there, you know what I mean? Extra 6 points. This one is super easy for how strong your characters are, another 4 points, right? So not going to go too in depth with it, right? Because we're starting to miss a lot once we get to World 3. These are huge, right? You've already done this one. Just claim your 3 points. So yeah, I would say, brothers, the biggest thing for both accounts is pushing star signs. That's where a lot of damage is going to come from. A lot. But I'm not going to ramble anymore. Absolute pleasure. Like, don't worry about me, guys. A lot of people are like, hey, brother, don't burn yourself out, doing all these reviews. I love reviewing accounts, right? It feels like the most direct way to help people. So, hey, keep them coming. I will, one way or another, hell or high water, I will get through all these Idleon efficiency missions. It feels good to help. So, with all that being said, Jaegar, King Crimson, absolute pleasure, brothers. Hopefully this does help you. If you need help, again, in the description and in the comment, there's going to be the palmerPlays Discord. Please go ahead, feel free to drop your Idleon efficiency, and I will get to it as soon as I can. There's obviously other goals like RuneScape and going live that I want to do, so yours might have to wait just a second, but we will get to it. But that's all for me today, brothers. I'll catch you in the next one.